holding your pinky, disrespectful. Ski win, disrespectful. And you know, we strolling or whatever. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Keeping Up with P and P. That's me. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you are returning, what it do? Boo. I feel like I ain't did a video in front of my flower wall in a while, but here we are, and I'm back with another video. This is not really spilling tea, but just being transparent as far as two different things. One, when it comes to strolling. Two, when it comes to people throwing up people's Greek signs. Okay, so when it comes to Greek people strolling and that whole thing, because I think people who are not Greek, like, they don't get it, but I kind of get both sides. But so we're gonna just jump right into it. So normally when you see other Greek people strolling, so the sorority strolling, some of the fraternity strolling, the Qs, they hop. That's what they say. They don't stroll, they hop. So typically when you see somebody coming through and you know we strolling or whatever, and when you see that, typically somebody is in front of us leading. So somebody, you know, normally has the mirror, or somebody is, you know, like this, but normally they got the mirror or whatever. And for other people, you know, they're in front of them with their signs or whatever. They're guiding them, you know, for people to, you know, clear the way or whatever, because they coming through. So when this happens, y'all, like, it's sometimes it's good when you have people in front of you guiding you, because then you don't have to worry about trying yourself as you being in the front of the line and you strolling and you trying to get people out the way, because this has happened to me. So there has been times when I'm strolling, and normally I'm always in the front of the line, because my ship just always want to throw me in front of the line, because they know I know all the strolls whenever we do stroll. And when, you know, back then when we strolling, when we was back at school and stuff like that, they always had me in front. And typically now still they always have me in the front. And it sometimes have been hard, especially like if it's not a lot of us and, you know, all of us want to do the stroll or whatever. So okay, we're gonna do the stroll, but when I'm strolling, whatever, I do say excuse me. I'm very polite about it. I say excuse me, but then it becomes kind of like disrespectful, and like I feel like people be being a ass, because y'all see us coming through and y'all hear me saying excuse me. Why don't you move? Like, I know some people like don't understand, like, when, you know, we strolling or whatever, and when people are strolling or hopping, you know, you are supposed to move out the way or whatever. But I think it is very disrespectful when you hear people asking, you know, excuse me or whatever, you know, so they can get through as they're strolling. But not only that, when you see them strolling and you see other people around you, they are moving back or whatever, so that the people can come through as they're strolling, and you stand there like, that's I don't even have the words to say that or whatever. Like, that's really like lame to me. Like, that's disrespectful as fuck. It's like, and it's not to say that we as, you know, Greek people like think people are supposed to automatically move, but like when it comes to Greek stuff, which is why I'm making this video, because some people might not know, but when it comes to Greek people, when they're strolling and they're hopping, you are supposed to you know, move, you know, out the way, like, you know, just move back or whatever and clear the pathway as they're coming through or whatever. It's not to be rude. Now I have seen some people, like, you know, be rude or whatever to other people, and then, you know, then it becomes a confrontation between the people that are trying to, you know, stroll and go through, and then, you know, the person that, you know, is in the way or whatever, or won't move. But it's also, it 9 times out of 10, most times or whatever, it really be like people be trying to get through and we be saying excuse me, because like I said, this has happened to me a few times when I'm saying excuse me and I don't have nobody in front of me or whatever, and it, you know, I'm leading, you know, everybody else behind, whatever, I'm in the front of the line or whatever, and, you know, people are not moving, and I'm having to, like, you know, and I'm doing it like I'm not trying to be rude or whatever, but I'm still trying to stroll or whatever and say excuse me and stuff like that, but people won't move. So proper etiquette, just period, y'all. If you are not Greek at this moment, you know, if you don't tend, you know, to want to be Greek, or if you are looking and interested in being Greek, this is just something I think that kind of like you should know, because I'm sure you probably already see this, you know, maybe at your school, whatever university that you attend, that sometimes like people don't move out the way, but a lot of times like people pick it up and people like know like, okay, I have to move, but like you know, out the way or whatever while everybody is strolling, because you'll understand like when you become Greek or whatever, and like when you're strolling, this is also because people I don't know, people are just not mindful, people are rude, people are very disrespectful, and some people can even like try to, you're strolling, and that's why they always kind of tell you to like kind of be not close up on each other, but very, you know, close near each other. Don't ever let it get like a big gap, because people are rude and very disrespectful to where they'll cut your line as far as, you know, you strolling and a mug just walk right through you. And it's just like, you know, people have, you know, such disregard for Greek people, and I feel like nobody really understands, you know, why somebody Greek does get mad until you're actually in a position to where you understand like, okay, I see why they got mad, or I see why they get mad when people do that, because that's so rude, especially when people are being nice to you. Now don't get me wrong, there is sometimes or whatever where some people might be rude about it or whatever, and I can understand, you know, why the person who is not Greek, you know, feel the way they feel, but most of the time people are being nice, and a lot of you all or whatever who are not Greek and be assholes. Like, people are just like, I don't know, but like, this just a hint or whatever. If you are not Greek or whatever, or if you are Greek and not if you are Greek, but if you are wanting to pursue and become Greek or whatever, I think this is something that, you know, like you should know or whatever when it comes to like the festivity part of Greek life or whatever, and being in a sorority, especially being, you know, an AKA, because I feel like people be thinking, because I guess, you know, we to live up to, you know, the pretty girls, which we are, you know, high standard and stuff like that, but like, y'all, we still is human. Like, don't be rude to me, you feel me? Don't be disrespectful to me. If you see I'm saying excuse me or whatever, and I'm trying to come through, and you see that we're strolling, especially if other people move and you still stand there like with disregard, like you don't care, like that's so disrespectful to me. So, and then, you know, like I don't even be playing. Like, that's why sometimes I kind of don't even like to stroll, because it's just like it be too much, especially like in places where it's packed. But of course, you know, people that are Greek, you hear your songs, you hear they playing that shit, and you like, you know, I want to stroll, I want to do, you know, whatever I want to do, and then you got people who don't want to move out the way and stuff like that. So y'all, if you're not Greek and you're watching this or whatever, y'all, but just please be mindful when you see people that are Greek coming through or whatever, and they are strolling or whatever, and even if they, you know, they don't say excuse me, and you see they're coming, you about to come through or whatever before they even get to you, just politely, just, you know, move back. We not asking you to make a whole circle, but just, you know, politely move back so that the line, you know, whoever is behind each other, you know, and just coming through, just, you know, let them come through or whatever. But that's very, very important, because some people just like don't know, or people just don't have a, you know, a regard. People just think like who they think they is, and it's not even a who they think they is. This is kind of courtesy. This is stuff that's already been set in stone way before, you know, us, you know, who are new in the Greek world. Well, I'm not new, but you get what I mean. Like, you know, came along. Like, this has been protocol. This has been, you know, in place. So yeah, that's that. Secondly, people who throw up other people's signs. Y'all, I seen on TikTok, and I want to find the TikTok, because if I find the TikTok, I'm going to insert it in here. But it's this girl or whatever, and she was showing like her siblings or whatever, and I think it was like sibling challenge or something like that or whatever, and one of the brothers or whatever, he was throwing up the noops they sign or whatever, Kappas. Well, I'm gonna say noobs because I don't want any noobs coming from me. Y'all know. But anywho, so yeah, so he was throwing up the noob symbol, and I'm thinking like, oh, he, you know, ski yo, that's, you know, AKAs and Kappas, whatever. So I'm like, And then I go to the comments. I always go to the comments. And in the comments or whatever, I think somebody was like, oh, he a Kappa or whatever. And then the girl, I guess, who was the sister, she was like, no, he ain't even Greek or whatever. And so somebody was being like, why he throwing up they stand or whatever. And y'all, do not do that. Yeah, like, I know a lot of people be like, I don't understand why they get so mad. Do not do that. That is so disrespectful to, this is, if I see somebody doing this, it's, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm about to fight you or whatever, but I am going to say like, and let you know, like, that's very disrespectful to my organization. That's very disrespectful to me, who is an actual woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, for you to be holding your pinky up and you're not an AKA. Like it's really like, stuff like that is really starting to buckle down, because I recently just seen, it was a TV show or whatever, and y'all might know what I'm talking about. This was very recent or whatever. It was a TV show, and they had on, it was something, I don't know whether it was the colors or whatever they had on or whatever. It was referencing Alpha Kappa Alpha. People are cracking down on their sororities, and people like perpetrating, and people doing stuff like that. And like, a lot of people do it, and like, I understand. Oh, and the guy was shimmying and everything. Like, I understand if you think that's cool, but that's very, very disrespectful to the people that are in these organizations. Like, ski win, disrespectful. Holding your pinky, disrespectful. IVs, disrespectful. Like, all of it is very, very disrespectful, and people just don't seem to understand why it's disrespectful. And it's like, if you become Greek or whatever the case may be, you'll understand why we who are in those, you know, fraternities and stuff like that, why do we get so mad? Because that's disrespectful as fuck. Like, it's very, very disrespectful to perpetrate and to use someone else's, you know, hand gesture. Like, you should not be in a picture like this, or you should not be in a picture like this, or ever. Like, that's so disrespectful, y'all. People wonder why. Like, it's not like we trying to be mean, or Greek people trying to be mean, but like, stuff like that you just don't do. Like, that's so disrespectful to do. And like, I don't know, like, when people are going to realize that, like, you should not be shimmying. Like, oh, dude, y'all, if I find that video, I'm going to put it in this video. Like, he was shimmying, he was doing the hand signal and everything, and I'm just like, I know he had to be, you know, be a Kappa, because ain't nobody just gonna be doing that, and you not Greek or whatever. I know I would never or whatever. Just like, I was at the hospital the other day, and a security guard, when I went to go see my grandma or whatever, and the security guard, he was like, skiwi. And I looked at him, and I'm like, because he seen my pink and green umbrella, and so he like, AKA, you a AKA? And I was like, yeah, I'm an AKA. I was like, I wouldn't be carrying around a pink and green umbrella if I wasn't an AKA. He was like, oh, I'm just asking, because, you know, some people just, you know, carry stuff around like that. And don't get me wrong, I understand, like, some people colors, you know, favorite colors might be pink or stuff like that, but like, pink and green, like, me personally, I'm not gonna carry around something that's pink and green if I wasn't an AKA. So it's just like, y'all, people have to really, really be mindful doing people, you know, hand signal gestures, doing people's like things that, you know, they sorority or fraternity like normally do. Like, that's not cool to do. Like, don't do that. That is very, very disrespectful to our organization, to people who paved the way for me to be a part of this organization. Anybody who's considered a soror, that is very, very disrespectful to us. So please do not do that. That is not cool. And I don't know why people don't understand, like, why they think that's okay. Like, I won't understand or whatever, and honestly, it probably is not for me to understand, but I am making this video, you know, just to let y'all know, when you do become Greek or whatever, and when you do become a member of Kappa Alpha, you will find some people out there perpetrating. Some people who will be out there, and it could be blatantly in your face, disrespectful, holding up their pinky, ski win. Baby, when I hear ski wee, baby, I'm looking around, baby, and if I don't know you, I'm gonna be looking like, if you ain't got anything that's related to you, Tats AK, I'm looking like, you Greek? You like, you AK? You know, like, what you is. Like, people be on it, and it's not just me. It's any soror, it's anybody that's a part of a Greek organization. People do not play about their orgs, our Greek organization. Like, we earn to be a part of these organizations. So you're not finna sit up here and perp and blatantly disrespect us. Like, and you're not a part of the org. So please refrain from, even if you are interested, even if you are interested, please refrain from like doing anything like that. Do not do stuff like that. That will just get you like, no, like it ain't gonna happen, because that's disrespectful. So I'm just, you know, letting y'all know in case like you might not know or whatever, doing stuff like that disrespectful. But I would say, you know, that should be common sense. But again, you know, common isn't so common, so which is why, you know, I make these videos and, you know, talk about certain stuff with y'all. And I thought this was, you know, very, you know, something to really talk about, or, you know, express or whatever, because I seen something that came across TikTok or whatever. And so that's that, and that's the end of this video, whatever. I am going to make a video or whatever on like protocols, or like when you go to somebody else's yard, in case, you know, you are newly Greek and you might not know, you know, how that works and stuff like that. And if you aren't Greek, you know, and you want to pursue Greek, you know, just some things, you know, when it comes to visiting other schools that, you know, you should know, whatever. But that's going to be a whole nother separate video, which I'm probably going to record after this video, y'all. I am tired. It's like 1 o'clock, and it's my 3rd video that I recorded tonight. Yeah, 3rd or 4th, and I'm about to record another one. I'm not playing. I'm getting this content out for y'all, or whatever the case may be. So stay tuned for that video. And it's your girl P, and y'all know what I'm about to say. And on what, and on what, and on what, and I'm out.